everyone, and welcome to Build Your Business in Just One Page with NPE Fitness. I'm Anthony McNally. I'm a customer success manager at ABC Trainerize, and I'm also a personal trainer and run my own business. Now, we have an awesome conversation coming today with Sean Greeley. Sean is the founder and CEO of NPE Fitness. He's helped thousands of fitness businesses and professionals scale to 6 and even 7 figures. Sean is also a former pro wakeboarder and a fitness coach and knows this industry through and through. Sean, welcome.
Great to be here, Anthony.
Yeah. Sean and I recently have teamed up to produce a new course for ABC Trainerize. The Fitness Business Growth course is going to be coming your way very, very soon. Now, the course is great for anyone who doesn't know how to get new clients beyond their current network. And they want to build systems and grow and scale their existing business to the next level. If this sounds like you, stay tuned for more information on the fitness growth with NPE. Today, we're going to be diving into NPE's one-page business plan. This is where you as a coach can follow Sean's process to get a strong foundation for the next phase of your business. And don't worry, we are going to provide links so you can download this template and follow along with us today. Sean, I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, excited to dive in. We're going to share a little about our what's become one of our most popular tools. We call it the one-page fitness business plan. And really, every fitness coach, entrepreneur, business owner that wants to build a successful business and improve their business in their head should be using this tool and go through it at least once a year to get clarity in your vision, your process, your steps, and really how to make things fly for the year ahead.
Awesome. Sean, tell us about the one-page business plan. What is it? Who is it for? And what's the ideal outcome of this?
Yeah, this is the tool, again, every coach, fitness entrepreneur, business owner needs to have in their business and use it at least once you're in your business. One of the reasons why we see so many fitness businesses fail or get stuck is because they aren't really clear on their business strategy and plan to produce profit, cash flow, and achieve the outcomes that they want with their business. And you can have passion and hard work every day. Doesn't mean you're going to build a really successful business that gives you money, time, and freedom and an asset. It's kind of like you can love going to the gym, but if you're just going to the gym every day, passion isn't enough to get you, an elite performance. You need to have the right program, the right protocols. You got to follow them very consistently and be guided by people who have, achieved the level of success and coached thousands of others to achieve the level of success that you want to in your health and fitness. Well, the same is true in your business. So this is a great tool to guide you with the questions and the clarity that's needed for every business to get clear on what you want, what success looks like, and what is going to need be in place for you to go make that happen.
Amazing, amazing. So someone's starting with this one-page business plan. What is the very first step that you want them to dive into? What's the first questions they need to be asking?
Yeah, there's three things we talk about to kind of begin the process. And this is your foundation, if you will. Number one is your personal and business vision. So before I do anything to start to grow or build or improve a business, I want to know, what does success look like for me with the business? What is the reason why I'm doing this and what is the outcome I want? Again, sounds simple, but believe me, articulating the end in mind is so often overlooked, and we just dive into doing the work. So, number one, be very clear. Why does this matter? What does success look like for you in the next year? What does success look like for you in the next 5 years? And if you start to have that vision of your purpose and what success looks like, you can use that as an anchor to start to evaluate and make decisions by for the next things that you're going to have to decide to grow and be successful. Number two is going to be your goals. So now we are clearing your vision. We need to understand, what goals does the business need to produce to go achieve that business, right? So every business has numbers like the revenue target, the expenses, the profit, the number of clients, and ultimately the output of income that you take out of the business financially. And those financial metrics and how those fit together are really critical. Doesn't mean you're not going to adjust those. They're going to be tuned up down the road, but you got to have some general ballpark of the fundamentals of the economics of what you want to go build and produce, that's going to produce, again, the output to fulfill your personal and vision. And then the third thing you need to understand is really, who is your best client? Again, the most important ingredient to every successful business is great clients, right? We're in a services business. So clients are either going to make the business awesome, or make you wish you did something else. So we want to be very clear about who are you serving, what problem are you helping them solve, or goal are you helping them achieve, and then get some clarity around who they are, who is the ideal client for you. Chances are good. We live in a very competitive environment today. You're not going to be the best for grandmas, kids, pro bodybuilders, athletes, and stay-at-home moms all at the same time. So we want to start to narrow down who do you love working with, what problems do you love solving, and who is a great fit that you want to build your business around, and who you love serving. At the end of the day, we all got to work to earn money, but are you going to really enjoy this process? Because if you don't fall in love with serving the market, you're not going to enjoy the process of building your business. So we want to get clear on those kind of top level things: your personal and business vision, your goals and basic unit economics, and how we produce the financial output you want to fund your personal vision. And then lastly, who do you want to serve, and what do we know to be true about them that you're going to design and engineer everything else around. Those are the foundational questions that every business needs to answer. And the better you answer those questions, the more clarity you have on those questions, it's going to feed into all the things that are going to go underneath that to support that foundation.
I love that. And I have a couple of questions because it sounds like you're comparing. I love the comparison. I always compare things to things in the gym. My friends and family are tired of it. But that kind of comparison where you're saying, clients need clear visions and their goals. They need clear expectations, and they can't just show up and hope that the results are going to happen just because they're there and passionate about it. They need to have a program or a system or a process in place that's going to get them there step by step. And in that, in comparing that, something I hear is, a lot of people want very quick, very rapid results overnight. Just like a lot of my personal training clients want to be in the best shape of their life by next week. What would be one way to navigate that? What would be a realistic target if somebody's on here listening today and they're saying, I want to be at, I'm just starting. Where can I really be in a year's time? Do you have anything that you help to relay kind of realistic expectations, but also keep that passion in place?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think, this is kind of like all the things you've heard are true. We overestimate what we can do in the next 90 days, and we underestimate what we can accomplish in a year. And having worked with tens of thousands of successful businesses around the world and unsuccessful, failures, I'll tell you, much like in the gym, building a business, you want steady, consistent progress, because that's what's sustainable, and you can manage. When you have, quick growth, there's usually a real big punch in the face coming behind it in a business. And same thing, with rapid gains, in a gym. You can do that early on in the very beginning. I mean, because just like in a gym, you've been doing nothing, you start following a program, you see steady gains. But we really look at consistency. I mean, I much care a lot more about where you're going to be a year from now or 5 years from now than what happens in the next 2 weeks. That being said, we know that everybody wants to see some progress, and that builds momentum. And there are certain things that we do, that you can expect great progress in your first 30, 60, 90 days. I mean, typically, I'll just share, if we see someone coming in on the, coach side of the shop, independent solopreneur, and they've got some experience, maybe a few clients, we see people go from, part-time income to full-time six-figure income in about 6 months. I don't know
Wow.
many other places in the world you can go do that. So there's tremendous opportunity in the market for people who are passionate, want to serve, and put the right tools in place and go follow systems to produce great output. So that's all possible on the table, and in fact very common. Some of the other phases of growth, might take longer when we got to go make bigger investments, and it takes time to build a team and people. That's a little bit longer cycle, but again, you want to make bigger gains, you got to make bigger commitments, and you got to be patient. Success is earned, not given, in the gym, and the same is true in building a business.
Yeah, I love it. You're dropping some great quotes here that I could really resonate with. With one of the other sections of that, you mentioned like, narrowing down who you're working with. Obviously, we want the best clients that we love and are passionate about working with to really make this function for both you and the client, or the coach and the client. A lot of people are also unsure. They're like, how deep into a niche do I have to go? Is it good enough to say women who want to do strength training, or does it need to be, like a busy dad who's an accountant and has two kids and also likes to do karate. I don't know, I'm just making something up, but how
Yeah.
narrow do you need to be able to effectively communicate and eventually connect with those markets?
Yeah, it's a great question. And some of this depends on, the specific market you're in and really your story and connection and what we can bridge gaps on to have lift. But I'll give you some general rules. So some general rules are, first, if you think about the competitive in space that we're operating in, there are so many solutions out on the market, particularly with online coaching, that you've got to have a really clear reason of why someone should choose you over thousands of other solutions today. And so that's where you be able to, really articulate who you're best for, what you do, what you don't do, and why they should believe you and want to trust you and you care about serving them is the job to be done in marketing. Now, specifically targeting, I'll tell you that uh, generally we try to keep, a range of like a decade, so there's a big difference between someone in their 20s, someone in their 30s, someone in their 40s, someone in their 50s versus 60s, right? I think when you're 20, you think everything over 40 is like old. But believe me, there's a big difference between a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old, a 60-year-old, and a 70-year-old, right? So these are decades often defined seasons of our life and different roles, responsibilities, kids, grandkids, right? Our bodies start to change, dramatically after age 40, especially if you're not engaging, in a regular program. So, decline happens rapidly. So there's just different, um, messaging and different things that people at different stages of life and seasons of life are focused on, right? If you're a young parent with little kids, I have a 5-year-old, I have, two 15-month-old twin boys. So this is a season where a lot's focused on, dealing with little kids. And I'm not focused on 2-a-day workouts, like I was when I'm 20, because that's not the most important thing to me right now. So my life has shifted. So my relationship and vision of what success in is fitness is different now. And so therefore, the messaging needs to speak to that, right? It needs to speak to the things I'm dealing with, needs to speak to what success looks like for me now. And I think as a younger coach, I can remember being a young trainer, and it's hard to imagine everybody doesn't share your perspective of the world and what success looks like. But believe me, they don't. And your business is not about you. It's much, especially with the marketing messaging, it's about understanding the people you want to serve and being able to connect and engage that specifically so that they know you get them and they have confidence and belief that you care about them and you're going to be able to serve them and guide them through their journey to get the outcomes they want. So decades are really important. Also, your connection relationship to the audience is really important. Why do you care about serving them? Why should they believe what you have to say, your authority, and how we can bridge that gap to inspire people to want to engage with you. That's all kind of the jobs to be done from a marketing and customer acquisition perspective, and a differentiation in the marketplace that's enough that it connects and engages to get you lift.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And it sounds like the most important thing is that you're genuinely able to connect with this person, understand their problems that they're trying to solve, and actually help them get the results. So, yeah, that's amazing. You work with a lot of entrepreneurs in the fitness industry. When they come to you, what are some of the biggest mistakes people are making, and how do you help those businesses navigate those?
Yeah. Well, I'll piggyback on a little bit of the question you had with targeting. I find
Hmm.
usually people in the early stage of their career, they're just getting started, don't really understand their customer and their market very well. And also, kind of the other side, when people get really a bigger business and they've been functioning kind of other areas of the business and they're a little bit disconnected from the clients and the people walking in the door and the product. Again, they also lose touch with understanding the market well and really understanding your ideal client is the foundation of everything, right? Everything in there that you do to create value with your business is about serving that ideal client. So, if you're just starting out, go spend more time interviewing, connecting with, having conversations with, and understanding, the world through your ideal customer's eyes. A great famous advertising quote is, if you want to know why John Smith buys what John Smith buys, you have to see the world through John Smith's eyes. So being able to really understand their perspective, their desires, their challenges, their emotions, their thoughts, all of that is really context to be able to authentically connect and engage and really you not having understanding is what's preventing you from connecting, engaging at a level that's effective in your communication strategy and in just being effective in your business and leading people to success. So going to spend time with people, the more time you spend with ideally clients or people who you'd like to serve as clients to understand them, you're going to have perspective. You're going to be able to communicate and design messaging that's more effective. So that's really important. And again, the same thing kind of holds true. The bigger you get in business, you start getting pulled back from layers of, other things in the business, and you lose touch with the front end of the market. And then before you know it, you're thinking differently and you miss the mark, and someone else comes in and scoops it up. So you got to be connected to the market always. Um, and then underneath that, the fundamental planning of your business plan. This is why we offer, the one-page fitness business plan tool. And if you're listening to this video, I encourage you, I'm sure there'll be a link around here somewhere in the chat or on the page to go download the PDF workbook that we have. It'll be a great assistance to you to literally just guide you through the questions of the things you need to be thinking about and answering for your overall business strategy and plan. And that's where a lot of businesses go wrong. Is they think growing a business is just about marketing, and I just need leads. And if I get leads, I can make sales. And if I make sales and have money, there's got to be profit left over here, and I can figure all this out. Now, while lead generation is important, you can't solve lead generation problems, and lead generation won't fix your business unless you understand the overall fundamental assumptions of your business strategy and plan to begin with. So the things we talked about already, right? Your vision, your goals, who you want to serve. But then underneath that is the areas like, what do you sell? How do you price and package it? What are the deliverables you provide when someone buys from you? Those all determine your revenue stream, your cost structure, kind of the fundamentals of how you set your business up economically to succeed. And pricing is such a critical piece that if you get it wrong, there's no profit, right? And or you undervalue yourself, or you position yourself poorly against the competition. So that's really critical. I'd say some of the biggest decisions everybody has to make as a business owner is, who do you sell to, what do you sell, and how much do you package and price it for? You get that right, you get the chance to keep working on other stuff. You get that wrong, there's going to be nothing else to work on because you just can't get lift. So certainly that's a huge foundation of beginning this process. The next, we talk about designing a team. And even if you're building a solopreneur business with you as an online coach, there's still multiple functions that have to be performed in the business. The business needs sales and marketing to find people. It needs fulfillment and delivery systems to serve people. And it needs back office operations to run the business and have the foundation of accounting and bookkeeping and administration, all those things that have to allow the operations that let the rest of it happen. So thinking through those functions, thinking through how you close those gaps, because you can't do everything, and nor is your time worth spent doing everything in the business, is really important. And then we get into client success. So ultimately, how do you serve people when you sign them up? And Anthony, you've done an incredible job. I'm really excited people get their hands on the course we're rolling out here of the foundations of phenomenal systems to when you sign up a client, how to deliver great value, serve them, and create a great feedback loop and journey for them to succeed and stick around so they stay, pay, and refer to you for years to come.
Yeah, what you've mentioned there's a couple of things. One to add on, you said understanding your ideal client, and something that's been really helpful. You mentioned, spending time with those people, but there might be someone in your current client base that you might be able to pick out and go, I love working with that client. They are my best. They are maybe getting the results that I want. They're a joy to work with. They ask great questions, whatever that means for you and the passion for that person. If you're unsure of who your ideal client is, think about your existing client base or the best clients you've worked with in the past. That's something that's really helped me narrow down who I want to work with more and less as well. You mentioned earlier, there's going to be some clients you go, okay, they were not a joy to work with, and that's fine. Everybody's going to make their own connections. I do have one question about it because this is something we hear a lot, and people kind of have this understanding they should probably charge more. They know that they look at it and they're like, wow, this maybe isn't a sustainable business. I want this to be more premium. And you mentioned some things in getting pricing right. And I would say first thing is everybody out there, do value your services. If you're transforming people's lives, it is so amazing what you're doing for your clients, and it is worth it for them to invest in it. But for someone who's unsure and they're saying, I want to increase my prices, maybe coming towards a new year, I'm going to maybe significantly, if I want this business to work, I need to double my prices. How do you help them bridge that gap of feeling confident in making that sale when they go back out and they're now charging a lot more than they used to?
Yep. So it's definitely, these are related concepts and ideas of who do you want to serve, what do you charge, and then how do you get your head right about it. So certainly there's some mindset work to be done on, recognizing your value and your worth. And, you will be scared to raise prices. You will be scared to ask for more money you ever asked for. And we joke, when you got to ask for the credit card and you're stumbling and scared and nervous, that's normal in sales, and certainly when you're making leaps in your pricing model and so on. This is also where it's helpful to get support around you from people who've done this before and can guide you through the journey so you can get through this quickly and get on the right track. And, um, I think a lot of it comes down to, though, particularly this, we'll go back to the beginning. So many of the things that we struggle in the business come down to the fundamental assumptions of the business plan and strategy to begin with, which is why we talk about who is the ideal client. Your client needs to have a problem to solve or goal to achieve and have the money to easily afford and invest in your services. If you're talking to people that you love, but they have to choose between paying rent and paying you, you're going to lose, right? That's a not ideal client for fitness coaching services. This is a luxury. Where coaching is a luxury service. It's not like, a Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There's like, oxygen, food, water, shelter, right? Fitness coaching is way down the line, right? And so people have to have other needs met. They need to have disposable income. They have to be medium to high income earners with a, medium to large goal or problem they want to solve or achieve. And the more we focus on serving that type of client, and maybe that's not who you have today, but the more you start to angle to that client in the future, you don't have price objections, right? You just have questions around if you're the right fit to work together or not. Because when you're working with clients that they're going to buy coaching regardless of if interest rates go up or down, if gas goes up $1 a gallon, right? That's not going to change their spending and discretionary spending on their health and wellness and well-being, which is where we've seen tremendous growth in the market. The high end of the market is exploding in health and wellness, especially since the pandemic. While some lower services, it's I'd say a season in our industry right now for 2025 where it's either you're the cheapest or you're the best. And the best people expect to pay more and they expect you to charge more. There's less and less middle ground in the fitness industry right now. So you got to decide, you know, do you want to be the cheapest, the Walmart of fitness coaches? Because that's a very difficult game to play and you're going to lose. So you're much better positioned to go towards being the best, and the best for whom? The best for the market you want to serve, and people expect to pay more for that. And this is all about price elasticity and what we sell and how we position. People will only pay so much for a workout or for coaching, but to pay for the certainty of an outcome that they believe that you're going to help them achieve, people, will invest and they'll gladly invest and they're going to love the experience. By the way, coaching tip, one of the best ways to get your clients better results is charging more money. The more people
Yeah.
have skin in the game in this process, the more they're invested to actually follow the program and do the work to the T, which inherently means what? They're going to get better results, which means what? They stay, pay, and refer other people to you, right? So all these things go in the right direction to drive success for all parties. The clients win, your business wins, right? And you win as the business owner. So, that's the shift for so many people that if you get stuck in kind of small thinking, you're missing the bigger picture here. And just start to be around people who are doing this at a higher level, charging more. You're going to see they're not doing anything that differently from what you're doing. They're just doing it
Mhm.
maybe a little bit better. And if you want to do the work, this opportunity is here for everybody. The market's massive. The market is exploding with growth. It's really just right for people, entrepreneurs who want to get in and do the work and follow good systems. Then you can do whatever you want and be successful in this industry. 100%.
Love that. And I can testify that throughout, I've been in the industry for 15 years, and the clients who I've charged the most for, because pricing was something that even going online I battled with for the first year or so. When I got that right, the clients I charged the most for, to resonate with what you said, have got the best results. And I always remember, when you pay attention, and clients pay attention, they get more results. That's more referrals, that's more testimonials, that's more money for you, and a better experience for everyone. So love that. One last thing, we've got our course coming up with ABC Trainerize Academy. I'm super excited. I've got my own module in there where you mentioned earlier about the client success element and helping streamline elements of a business. what are to help streamline elements of a business. Is there anything else you want to share about the course for anybody watching today that's excited, thinking about investing in something like this for their own business?
Yeah, I mean, whether you're part-time, want to go full-time, whether you already have a full-time business and you want to do it better and scale it to the next level and start to really have more income, more freedom with the business, this will help you. This is a foundation every business needs. And ideally you're going to come, with some things to the table on having worked with a client or two before. But this will be the fundamentals of your business strategy, your business plan, and all the steps that you need to do to grow revenue, grow profit, and ultimately produce that vision, that output that you want. So we're going to go into, the foundations, and then we're going to go into details around sales strategy, marketing strategy, client acquisition, lead generation, all the things you need to do to make it, drive revenue, keep profit, and enjoy the journey, and ultimately get to your vision. We will guide you through that process in this course, and you're going to leave some great outputs through this with hopefully inspiration for you, and more to come in making this next year your most successful yet in the industry.
Amazing. I'm super excited for it. And that's it for today's session. Thanks, Sean, for doing this with us. And stay tuned, everybody, for more information on the Fitness Business Growth course with NPE. And absolutely, after today, if you haven't already, make sure you download that one-page business plan and start getting your clarity for 2025. Have a great day.